Okay, in the previous chapter, we had created a virtual machine, and within that virtual machine, we'd added a container. The link to that particular video I will give in the description below, so you can just check that out. So in this particular chapter, what we'll do is we'll add environmental variables to this virtual machine, as well as we'll mount a disk, a directory, and a temporary file system to the particular container. So let's do that. So the first thing that we'll do is we'll edit our virtual machine, and let's go to the the container section. So let's click on the add container, advanced container option. So let's open this. And what we'll do for this particular section is we'll add an environmental variable. So let's click on add variable, and let's just add any random variable. So let's say I want to add a username, and let's just call this as Rohit. And let's suppose you want a password as well. Let's just call this as test. Okay, so we've added the environmental variable. So the next thing that we'll do is we'll add a volume mount. So to do that, just click on add volume. And the first thing that we'll do is we'll add a volume type of directory. And all that you need to give here is basically the mount path and the host path. So let's give the mount path as /root, and let's just call this as directory. So one thing to note is that if this particular directory folder is not there, it will get created automatically. However, this particular /root should be present. And similarly, we also need to give the host path. So the host path will give as the home directory of our user. So I have logged into that particular machine using SSH. So let's do a pwd, and let's give this particular path. So let me just copy this, and let's paste this as the host path. And within this, I will also give a directory. And like I said previously, if this particular directory folder isn't there, it will get created. And let's make this as a read write, and let's click on done. And similarly, we'll add another volume, and this would be of temporary file system. So the difference here is that the temporary file system can only be accessed as long as the container is up and running. If the container goes down, this particular volume type will also go down with the container. However, that is not the case with the directory mount. So the directory mount will remain even after your container ceases to exist. So let's give the directory mount the path as well. So let's also make it in the root directory, and let's make it in a folder called a directory called tmpfs, and let's click on done. Okay, so now we've created two volume mounts. So all that we need to do now is just save it. And one more thing, there's another volume called a disk volume type. So this is something that I will show you in a later chapter. So let's just leave it as blank for the time being. And let's click on save and restart. Okay, so I've logged into my virtual machine. So the first thing that we need to do is let's check if our environmental variables have been populated. So for that, you can just do an env. And here you can see that password and user. So these were the environmental variables that I created. So you can see them in this particular container. So that means that the variables have been properly populated. So the next thing that we will do is we will check if the volume directories have been created in our container. So to do that, let's go to cd root. Let's do an ls. And here you can see there are two folders, the directory and the temporary file system. So let's go to the directory. And within this directory, let's store some files. So let's create some files, sorry. So let's do a touch abc, touch xyz. Let's do an ls. And here you can see that I've created three files. And these files will be available to us in the host path as well. So let's see if that is the case. Now, before that, let's also create some files in the temporary file system. So let's go to the tmpfs. And here as well, you can create any file you like. And now let's just exit out of this, and let's go to the host file system on which this particular volume is mounted. So let's go to cd directory, and you can see that this particular directory got created on its own. So let's do an ls here, And you can see that these files are here present here as well. So even if in case this particular container goes down, you still can access these files because this particular directory will not be deleted. So that's how you can create a directory volume within your particular container. And similarly, you can also create a temporary file system. The only difference is that this particular temporary file system will be available only as long as your container persists. So that's it for this lecture. In the next lecture, I'll show you how you can use your disk volume. So I'll see you there.